So most people don't know that most of the spices in their house, they can make things such as salad dressings and whatnot, and I'm going to show you how. What I have is a recipe for Italian salad dressing, and what you're going to need is you're going to need a tablespoon of garlic salt, which I have, and the tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of white sugar, 2 tablespoons of dry oregano, 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, 1/4 of a teaspoon of dry thyme, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, sorry about that, 1/4 of a teaspoon of celery salt, and 2 tablespoons of salt. So most people have those ingredients in their cupboard. As you can see, I have them in mine. And as well as you're going to need a whisk, and you're going to need white vinegar, which most people have, canola oil, which most people have, and 2 tablespoons of salt. I'm sorry, water. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get a container, which I have right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to start putting the ingredients in there. And it should only take you about 10 minutes in total to make your own homemade dressing. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look for is 1 tablespoon of garlic salt, which I have right here. Now mine is a little bit dry, so I'm just going to break it apart. And this does cut down on the cost. If you're like me and you use a lot of salad dressing in the summer with company and whatnot. So we're going to put that in there. And now we're going to do a tablespoon of onion powder, which I have right here. And it's definitely a lot cheaper for my homestead to actually make my own dressing instead of buying it. And then we're going to add in the 1 tablespoon of white sugar, which I have right here. Now normally I have everything pre-measured out and done, but I figured it would be so easy I could just do it right from the beginning. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the 2 tablespoons of dry oregano. Now, if you're a gardener like myself, you can produce a lot of the ingredients that actually go in your own salad dressing, such as the oregano, the parsley, and whatever else your climate allows you to grow. So there's 2 tablespoons of that. Now we're going to go to 1 teaspoon, so we want to downsize on the sizes of the spoon we're using. And now we're going to get black pepper. We're going to put that in there. And the next thing is going to be the 1/4 of a teaspoon of dried thyme, which I have right here. And I'm going to also put the ingredients on the bottom just for everybody can make it themselves at home. So I'm just going to put the 1/4 in there. It smells great, I must say. And now 1 teaspoon of parsley, which is right here. This is actually parsley I grew last year in my garden. I just kept a bottle from a few years ago for it to have something to put it in. So there's the parsley. We're just going to put it in there. Now 1/4 celery salt. And I have that right here. I'm going to put that in. And now we just need 2 tablespoons of salt. Okay, so we're just going to get the salt now. The salt's not coming out of the shaker as quick as I wanted it to. And that always seems to be the way. This one. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to put the cover on that. And we're going to shake it up to mix it. So what we're going to do now is we have a measuring cup, and how we're going to make the into a wet ingredients is we're going to take 1/4 of a cup of white vinegar, and then we're going to add 2/3 of a cup of canola oil. So let's put the canola oil in first, and as you can see, that's exactly what I'm using. And if you don't know, when you pour oil, it has a way of expanding, so you might want to pour a bit and then wait for it to lift a little bit. So there's the 2/3 of that. Now we're just going to grab the measuring cup for the 1/4 of the vinegar. And just be another sec here. It's always the way when you go looking for something, you never find it. So we're going to add in the 1/4 of the vinegar now. And I have that right here. Then we're going to pour it in, as well as 2 tablespoons of water. Ooh, God bless me. All these spices. Here's one. And there's the second. So now that we have everything mixed together, what we're going to do is we're going to take our dry ingredients, which I have right here, and we're going to get 2 tablespoons of the ingredients, and we're going to put it inside there. There's 1, and there's 2. And then we're going to reseal the contents, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of contents left. Now, if you're like me and you like a little bit of kick to your salad dressing, what you could do is you could add in some hot peppers at this point. So now that I have that in a container, I'm just going to take it like that and mix it up. And you prefer to do it with a whisk because it does get mixed thoroughly throughout. Now you can reuse one of the bottles that you bought using store-bought bottle. Now what I am going to put mine in is I actually have a bottle that I bought from the dollar store, and it looks like this, and it has a spout on the top of it, and it was really inexpensive. And I like to save money, so I saw it and I was like, great. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to pour that in there, just to show you how it looks in the bottle. I'm going to be very careful not to spill it. It's going in rather nicely. And this is another way I save money on my homestead, is I make my own dressing, because why buy it if I can make it? It's pretty well my motto about almost everything. So it made that much in the bottle. Now if I wanted to make another batch to fill the bottle up, I could definitely do that. So once I put the cork back on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake it up. And there's my homemade dressing. And I'm going to let it sit for a couple of hours before I have it on supper. That way the spices go through. And I'm probably going to make another batch just for the bottles, a little bit more fuller. So that's how you make your own homemade dressing. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.